Hello Cancer, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Cancer. How are you? And thank you for clicking here. I do appreciate you if you're the ride or die Cancer who's always here with your thumbs up and loving on the channel, being in the comments, subscribed already, that kind of thing. I appreciate you so much. If you are a brand new Cancer and you've never been here before, welcome here. I do this reading once a week as I do for all of the signs. I do read for you every week. And so Cancer, if you've never been here before and you would like to subscribe to be part of this beautiful, big and growing quickly Cancer tribe, please hit that subscription button in the bottom right hand corner of this little square where I live if you want to become part of these shenanigans. Here we go. Let's find out what's going on with the oracles. We're going to do the oracles first, get your overall weekly energy, Cancer, and then we're going to hit it up with some tarot, find out what's going on for you in the week ahead. I'm always reading for the week ahead, whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year. Tell me about Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Cancer, please. Okay. Oh, you know what? Pisces just had this. This card just popped out for Pisces. It feels like you are at an impasse, Cancer. And what that means is that you can make a choice. Got the little squirrel there. The little squirrel can go back to where they came from, right? Maybe the squirrel just came down the tree to get the acorns. You can go back up the tree and be where you were, or you can get on that path and go somewhere new. But maybe you're detoured because there is a big wall there. But I really do feel like the path goes a little bit further than the wall. Maybe you see that there's maybe obstacles and possibly you're trying to figure out whether you want to be on this new path or not. We've got navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. So I'm going to say that you can't necessarily see all the blessings that are in the distance because it could be dark, and this sort of is depicting for me the moon energy. And the stars don't provide a lot of light, right? We've got the moon, the stars, and the sun. And the stars provide the least light. Then there's the moon. And then the sun, of course, is the brightest light. So I feel like right now you're supposed to sort of blindly follow your bliss. Knowing what you want is really important because I feel like there is a path that is opening up for you here that's asking you to make a decision to maybe, even though it's a little bit dark and you can't see where the path leads to, we've got paths in both of these pictures here. Can't really see where this path leads to because it's being, it's also being obstructed by these obstacles, right? So mountains or molehills or whatever they are. Also here, it's like you can't see right to the end, and so maybe you are hesitant about taking a different path or moving on a different path. Tell me more about what's here for Cancer, please, for the week ahead. Tell me about Cancer. We've got courage. Courage to see things as they truly are. Courage is here in this violet energy, and the violet energy is the color of the third eye chakra. So I feel like you need to have the courage to maybe wander about in the dark, navigate by the stars, even though the stars don't offer a whole lot of light on their own. And that we have, it says here, courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence, right? So I feel like this is a little bit of fear. The moon energy can depict a little bit of fear only because it's dark, and we things are not as they seem when they're in the dark. Then we have perseverance. So I feel like somebody here has persevered through whatever life has brought you. I feel like there's a reason that you're here right now watching this. Nothing is a coincidence. It says perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So whatever it is that you think might be on the other end of that path, I feel like you just have to find the courage to get on the path here. And I feel that you will. This green energy that is here with the purple energy, the green energy is the heart chakra. And I feel like you're going to follow your bliss, because I feel like your bliss is whatever's in the heart. I feel like you are going to go follow your heart's dreams, it feels like here, Cancer. It says denial. It says, I acknowledge my fear. Again, fear in the dark, right? Acknowledge my fear, but replace it with an insight of awareness. So I feel like somebody here is using their intuitive energy to navigate something that they're unsure of, but I feel like you're going to wander slowly, intuitively through the dark and to find the path that you think you should be on here. I feel like maybe you're in denial that maybe that there's not very good things at the end of that path. I feel like it's probably going to end up better than you think, though. Tell me more about Cancer, please. One more card and then we'll get to the tarot. We'll get a little bit of detail on it here for you. Tell me about Cancer, please. We've got courage. Again, you know, we're seeing doubles here, right? Not only are we seeing courage again, but we're seeing courage in terms of, I feel like, emotional courage. I feel like this says here, it's talking about strength to face fear with confidence. And I feel like it's emotional courage we're looking at here, because it is the hard waters that are breaking against the rocks. And eventually the water is going to erode the rocks, right? That's science. So I feel like you're taking a run at something again, is what it feels like. We have a lot of violet energy here. It feels like you've been on this path before, or maybe you've gone to the path and looked out there and thought, nah, there's too many obstacles. I'm not ready to put my energy into that. I feel like you're coming out as a force in nature next week. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to take a run at those rocks again. That's what it feels like here. We've got wisdom, because maybe you learned something over time. Maybe there was something that you thought you might attempt back there and it didn't work out for you. So you just assumed that it wasn't for you. But I feel like you didn't have enough courage back there. I feel like now you have enough courage to follow your bliss and maybe do it through the dark, because you've gained a little bit more wisdom and now you're open to change, a little more openness here. I feel like it leads you to a place of abundance, because we do have the koi fish, and the koi fish are saying here inner peace. I feel like it's going to lead you to some type of inner peace. So I'm going to say don't give up, that the water eventually erodes the rock and they'll become, you know, the obstacles will become smaller and smaller. And I feel like it's because your third eye is open that you're really figuring this out now. You're really seeing things for what they are, that maybe those obstacles really weren't in fact obstacles that would keep you from your bliss, but maybe they were just things that you were supposed to climb, the obstacles you were supposed to climb. Let's find out what's going on for you with tarot. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about the impasse. It says, reflect and redirect your energy. There it is. I really do feel that somebody here has been on a path alone. So you've been building something here, whether that's a business or building courage, but it feels like nobody helped you. I want to say the Nine of Pentacles is about being confident now, because I've built something already myself, built myself from the ground up, right? The 9 comes after the 8, and the 8 is self-improvement, right? It's self-mastery. So somebody here might be you might have been working towards something that is now coming to fruition, but the last step for you to be able to step out of the 9 and into the 10 might be getting on the new path, but you're in an impasse right now. Some of you are going to scurry back up the tree. You're not ready for it, but others of you are going to take the path, and no matter what the obstacles are in the distance, I feel like you're ready, that you're solid, you're sturdy, you've got roots and you're grounded. Tell me about the courage. We've got the 8 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you're going to take a run at it. I feel like it says here, I find the courage. Courage says, I find inner strength to face fear with confidence, right? It feels like you're about to blast through these obstacles, or at least you're willing to allow yourself to move forward, move quicker, have a little bit of pep in your step, I'm going to say, to take the path. Tell me more. Perseverance and courage. It's something that it's the reason that you're able to follow your bliss is because you didn't give up on something. Maybe it was yourself, maybe it was a dream, maybe it was something you've always wanted to do, and it's here. Look at that. We've got the Wheel of Fortune here, friend. Something is working in your favor here. So we do have something that's about to change, because this is destined change. Now is the right time. You may have come down the tree and been at this impasse before, but maybe you didn't have enough courage, or it wasn't time for change. So the Wheel of Fortune is your destiny. It is change. It's like a turning point in your life. Are you going to go navigate by the stars, or are you just going to stay? You're going to scramble back up the tree and wait for the next opportunity to show up. We've got the Devil energy. So there's the fear, right? I was saying fear of the dark. There's a little bit of the fear, but you know what I think you're going to do? I think you're going to run at it. Rambo it, mate. I don't know if you guys watch Casper Sight on YouTube, but he's hilarious. Beautiful Gemini energy he is, Casper Sight, and Ben is his name. And I feel like you're just going to do it. You're going to Rambo it. You're just going to run at it, because I feel like you know that the path is clear with the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is bringing you energy. You know what I'm seeing here? I'll tell you what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. Charlie helps me with my clairvoyance. He is my guide. And what Charlie is showing me is somebody that is skiing behind a boat, right? When you get behind a boat and you are skiing, you can't just get up on the skis without the turbulence of the boat, without the boat dragging you. And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is the velocity in which it's dragging you. I feel like the universe is dragging you to your destination here, and all you got to do is hang on and be courageous, because the Wheel of Fortune here is pulling you to a place that you never thought you could get to, because I feel like you were in a little bit of fear and maybe denial that maybe you came to this impasse before, but you scurried back up the tree and kept working on it, right? We've got a tree here, we've got a tree here, that you kept working on yourself. But I feel like now you've got enough courage, you've got enough energy, you've got enough money, you've got enough stability financially to be able to run at something, your destiny, running at your destiny here. One more card. We do have the Two of Wands. So somebody here is preparing to make this decision for things to move quicker. We have the 8 and the 2 of Wands. To me, I'm always adding things, right? The 8 and the 2 is the 10. And so I feel like the reason that you can get up and run at the thing that you want aggressively is because you're no longer carrying the pressure of life, whatever was burdening you, whatever was holding you down. It feels like exhaustion or burnout is what you were dealing with possibly. But the devil energy here is, I think that the reason that you were dealing with exhaustion or burnout is because the devil was here. Things were attached to you, or maybe codependent people, or maybe you were attached to fear. The fear of, what if I get out there and there's a bunch of obstacles and then I'm sort of lost in the wilderness? So I feel like somebody here is, I think some of you are preparing in the week ahead. You're seeing that it's time to navigate by the stars, no matter if there's a light out there or not, that you're going to go get what you want, because I feel like you can no longer ignore it. I feel like you're feeling charged up, like you're the water that's hitting the rocks. You're like, I don't care what's there. I'm going to take a run at it. And I feel like the Knight of Swords and the wheel is the velocity that's pulling you forward, like the skier behind the boat. So it feels like you're being pulled forward into your destiny. Tell me about this 8 of Wands, please, for Cancer. We've got the 6 of Wands. So look, your courage is leading you to victory. And I feel like the 6 of Wands is something that is telling me that whomever I'm speaking with, that you've come out of probably the worst cycle of your life. Well, I want you to leave it back there, because 2025 is different for you. In 2025, people are going to be cheering you on because you're about to get some success and victory after a really hard time. The 6 of Wands is about coming from the fight, coming from the war, and getting victory anyway. I feel like you're hanging on to this Ace of Wands here while you were in the 9 of Wands. 8 and 1 is 9. While you were in the 9 of Wands, I feel like you were hanging on for dear life as the wounded warrior, hoping, wishing for change, just about ready to give up until finally you could drop all these pressures that you had in your life. And I don't think it's because the pressures still aren't there, Cancer. I feel like you're being towed behind the boat. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is about to drag you out of some sort of energy that was really holding you down, or making you feel pressured, making you feel afraid, maybe you had an addiction you were trying to get rid of. Maybe it was just obsessive thoughts of failure. Maybe you thought you were going to fail at something. But we do have the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, if nothing else, is brave, resilient, and is somebody who's going to take a risk. You're going to run at something. And I was looking at this through courage here. This energy that is purple, which is the third eye. It feels like you see something in the distance and you're about to take some sort of risk in order to get it here. It might be that somebody is deciding to buy a home in a place that I've never been before. We've got the 6 of Wands and the Knight, which is 7 Wands. And it feels like somebody here is, I want to say that you're feeling like you've got protection, or maybe that you're feeling like your back is against the wall, but you have all the wands in front of you. And so you feel like you can sort of run up toward the wands and look over to see what is on the other side. Yeah, what's on the other side is your manifestation. The star energy is here. I feel like this is a time right now, Cancer, where you're feeling super vulnerable. Super vulnerable because I feel like you're taking some sort of chance that you've never taken before. And tell me about this Knight of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, because something is about to speed up. Should you decide to grab on and go, something's about to speed up here. Wow, that's really powerful energy. The Magician is telling me you always had the tools. You always had the resources. You always had the smarts. You always had the business knowledge. Whatever this is, you always had it within you. But now with all of this violet energy, violet, 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 violet. With all this violet energy, your third eye is open to it. We're always all sitting in a room with all the things that we want. And you have just noticed that you are the magician. You're seeing all the tools now. So I feel like you're able to manipulate time, manipulate your energy. It feels like you've realized that you're the one that's been in charge of this move forward all of the time. 3 of Cups is here. You're heading straight towards some sort of accomplishment that is going to make you very happy. It's going to be reason to celebrate here, Cancer. And we have the 2 of Cups. Now, this could definitely be romantic love, but it isn't always. I feel like you're trusting yourself for some of you. For others of you, I feel like it is something now that you have the courage to pursue. You might be asking somebody out. The 3 of Cups here is celebration. It's connection. It's the invitation. It's going out and being social. It's like asking somebody out, or maybe someone's about to ask you out, Cancer. But we do have the 2 of Cups. I feel like for some of you, not all of you, of course, that what you're charging at is now that you see that there's a door open and it's time to ask somebody out, or to profess your love, or to tell somebody that you have feelings for them. Tell me why the Devil is here. I feel like you're preparing for that in the week ahead, so you might not do it until February. Maybe you're going to do it in February because it's the month of love. We do have Judgment card here. We have the 4 of Wands, and we have the Ace of Swords. So the 4 of Wands is telling me here that it is something you do want to do. You want to settle down, and maybe you're going to take a second shot at settling down. I don't think this is with somebody you settled down with before. What I feel is like you have a fear of settling down, and I think the universe is giving you a second shot, and you're preparing to take that shot. You're preparing to get the ski on, get in the water, and do all the things that you need to do to prepare to ask somebody out. We have the Ace of Swords. You've thought about this and have gained some clarity. What's the outcome for Cancer, please? We do have, whoa, the Tower. What? The King of Cups and the Eight of Swords. So I feel like in place of, like, it feels like the 8 of Swords tells me that your hands were never tied. It was just an illusion. It was something that you thought that was happening, that your hands were tied. We've got the King of Cups and we've got the Tower. And the Tower tells me there's a realization or revelation that you are now emotionally intelligent enough to be able to carry on, to be able to find the relationship, that you're deep enough, that you've got a hold of your emotions. It feels like somebody has grown up in their emotions, because the king is this master of their domain. You've mastered the emotional intelligence. You've mastered how you feel. It's a realization that you're ready, and that you were the one that was keeping you away from whatever it was. Like, it's this denial, right? It was keeping you away from your happiness. You were in denial that there was happiness out there for you. But there we go. Acceptance. Your third eye is open. All that violet energy. Acceptance of the present moment, I feel, is taking you to happiness. From a place of denial to happiness. Your hands were never tied, Cancer. They were never tied. Your opportunity was always there. It was just that you got stuck at the crossroads is all it was. And it feels like there is a decision that you're making in the week ahead. Tell me what this decision is. We've got the 10 of Swords in the reverse. We've got the High Priestess in the reverse and the 10 of Cups. So I feel like you're revealing to someone that they make you happy, that you would rather be with them. You want to create something. Maybe you want them to move in. We do have the 4 of Wands here. The 10 of Swords tells me you're kind of waiting with bated breath. You're like, are they going to reject me or not? I don't think you're sure if they're going to or not, but I feel like your intuition is telling you that you really should reveal the 10 Cups to them. What your plan is, what the happiness is. Reveal that you have feelings for them, if that's what we're talking about. Got the Queen of Cups. I'm just saying there is a soulmate connection here that I think that you are headed for. And I think that you've been learning how to be happy on your own for quite some time. But the World card is here, and it tells me that's the end of that chapter of being happy, but being single. I feel like somebody here is going after their happiness, and it might be a soulmate connection. And I feel like we've got here where we started. Navigating the stars, right? We were talking about the moon energy. So I feel like you're no longer scared of whatever is in the moon energy. I think you're going for it. Ah, look at that. Things change from day to night. That's with the moon and the sun together. It's like it changes with the snap of a finger. It's like it changes overnight like that. Things you didn't see, things that were hiding, or things that you were scared of, now you can see the way. It's absolutely open and clear, and you're happy. You've come to the other side of this hard fearsome sort of energy that you were in, wandering about in the dark and trying to navigate by the stars because the moon wasn't giving you a whole lot of energy by itself. And then all of a sudden someone comes into the room and turns the light on, and you're like, there we go. It's time for me to go. Look at that. Look, I can't write that. The Lovers is there. Look, the Ace of Cups is there. I'm just saying, I'm just going to stop right there, Cancer. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now. Have a lovely week, and I'll be back because I'm always back. Take care, Cancer. Bye-bye.